Alright, hey, it's Echo, and this is Purple Frogs. This is what I'm going to call serious thinking, or actually I'm going to call it just stop and think, because in this part of my show, as I like to call it, I'm going to ask you to stop and think over various things that cause injury, stupidity, and anything at all. So yeah, I hope you're ready to listen. On the last thing I did, I got caught up in a bunch of other topics, and then I started getting hateful about abortion because I believe it's wrong. Well, in this one, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about drugs. I'm 18 years old, so don't look at me like I'm an adult. Well, I am an adult, but I'm not like your parents or anything. Let's talk about it, shall we? I'm going to first give you a couple things and tell you what they do to you, and then I'm going to mix them in with some awkward situations, just so that you stop and think. Alright, so let's think about it. Alcohol is a drug. Marijuana, purple haze, acid. Did I already say heroin? I don't believe I did. If I did, then I said it twice because that one's really, really bad. Methamphetamine, same difference. All of these super bad substances. All they do is cause loss of brain cells, a long-ass hospital stay, and I've got people walking in and out of my show, but that's alright because we're talking about drugs and how seriously bad they are for you. I don't approve of them. I don't. The worst that could happen probably already has. All they do is cause loss of brain cells, which is bad anyways. Drugs divide your family, conquer you, make you act stupid and stupidity, and I'm a firm believer that drugs cause AIDS. Drugs cause AIDS, and nobody likes AIDS. Everybody hates AIDS. There's no sense in it. Okay, because when you do drugs, you have a tendency to do stupid things, so who's to say you didn't sleep with that slut next door? Everyone saw you. Sluts, whores, nastiness, all have AIDS. All of them. And if you do drugs, who knows? You might have slept with that person. Everyone's talking about how you slept with the slut last week. Now you have her AIDS. Why? Because you decided to drink, you decided to smoke hella marijuana, you decided to do acid, go on a trip, run from yellow midgets, and nobody really cares. Let's think about it. You act differently towards your family, you get hateful, then you just have this craving, and when you don't get it, no sooner than you get this craving, you get pissed off because you can't have it, you throw your little brother down a flight of stairs just because you're pissed off. Drugs are one of the many causes of so many deaths in the world today, and do you want to be that person that gets totally wasted behind the wheel, hits a little kid that's 3 years old, and has to sit there with his life on your hands? Stop and think. Stop and think when your friend's handing you that beer bottle. If you just say no, you have the chance to save 1 in 5 little kids and 1 in 10 crazed adults that are driving like a maniac trying to get to work on time when they gotta work, at 3 o'clock in the morning shift. Stop and think before your friend hands you that and you take it and just take a big puff of it. You're gonna walk down the street, you're not gonna be able to see, and chances are not only you are gonna get hurt, but someone else as well. Stop and think before you shoot up, because odds are your family is sitting there crying their eyes out because they don't know what to do anymore. Stop and think about all of it. Anybody, not just you, not just me, anyone in the world could prevent so much damage if they were just to stop and think about half the things that they're doing. I'm a firm believer, hugs, not drugs. And how many of you can raise your hand and tell me that, you're not one of those people who are like, dude, I would take a hug from a hot-ass chick or a hot-ass dude any day. Any day. And if you're engaged, the person you're engaged to is that hot-ass chick or guy. So many people would rather do all these other things, yet none of them want to stop and think about it. So, I'm Echo. This is Purple Frogs, and this segment is Stop and Think. I've given you a lot of things to talk about. So every time you pick up a beer, I want you to think of that little kid you could possibly hit driving home that night. Every time you pick up a fucking joint, think about your own safety and how your family feels. Every time you pick up any drug, I want you to remember, think back to this video, stop and think about what you're doing to yourself, your family, and everyone around you, because it all links together. All of it. I'm Echo X, this is Purple Frogs, and I'm out. See ya.